Good morning, everyone. This is Commissioner Scar. Today is Tuesday, November 28th, 2023, and we'll call this meeting to order at 8 a.m. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to mute their phone. You can do this by pressing star 6. Please unmute yourself when called to speak. Again, pressing star 6. It is very important for all others to remain muted. Thank you. All right, we will start with the Board of Commissioners roll call. Commissioner Bell.
Good morning.
Good morning. Commissioner Yamamoto.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. All right, we will jump right in with Adventist Health Tillamook. Eric, are you with us this morning?
I am. Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
This morning we have 12 patients in the hospital plus 2 brand new babies. We have 11 surgery cases scheduled today. Ambulance crews did 5 911 transports yesterday, 1 transfer, and 1 transport home. This morning there's 89 patients across Oregon who are in emergency departments awaiting beds. That's 5 more than yesterday, and we have a total of 433 patients waiting to be discharged across Oregon. That's 1 less than yesterday. That's all I've got for you this morning, unless you've got questions for me.
Thank you. I do not. Does anyone have a question for Eric this morning? Okay, not hearing any. Thank you for joining us, and we will move on to the Coastal Caucus. And I know that I see Senator Weber here this morning. Good morning, Senator.
She's muted. There you go.
It's nice to be here, and hasn't it been chilly lately? I'm still looking at our frosty white roofs this morning, but I'm seeing clouds starting to gather on the horizon, and I think that will change soon. So good morning, everyone. I've missed being here, and I hope that commissioners, you had a good meeting, and you resolved a lot of things, especially concerning Tillamook and Tillamook County. I've been busy with my committees. Our Oregon Hunger Task Force has been working especially to see that we have food for children in the summertime. We had a meeting last week. We'll have one this week, and we also had a couple of meetings in between to see how it is federal funds could be used, especially for feeding our children in the summer. I also was involved in the Joint Public Education Appropriations Committee, and what that does is it looks at how much money the state of Oregon and all of its other resources are spending on education, and is analyzing whether that is adequate, how it could be changed, how we could encourage teachers especially to be paid more. And we have very rousing meetings to discuss the quality education model that we have in our state, and issues revolving around funding, around administrators, revolving around services, because there is a report that will be issued on education appropriations in December. And we are planning right now to have a committee meeting that will take testimony from people on the draft proposal for the plan. So if anyone is interested, that will be released, and you can go to the Joint Public Education Appropriation Committee and look at that draft and see if there's anything that you wish to add to the discussion. Last week, on another note, I got to tour Providence Seaside and look at their facility and see what they're hoping for the future, and to see how they are using AI to help to diagnose and to treat, and special accommodations that they have made in the hospital in light of things like a shortage of people to be able to work. It was really nice getting to meet everyone and to see the facility and see the quality of the facility that they have in Seaside. We also had our Coastal Caucus meeting for this month, and the subject that was discussed long and hard was, of course, wind energy on the coast, and how is that going to affect our ocean. These wind generators will most likely be out 12 miles into the ocean, so whether we see them and they impact the view shed is questionable at this time. But the structures that are proposed out there, and it's on the south coast, like I said, are going to be 1,000 feet high. And so how is this going to affect our fishing, our the wind, the upswell that feeds the fish in that area? All of this is unknown, and we would really like to have more information, more research on exactly how that is going to be impacting our south coast. And then in turn, there is always the domino effect. How will it affect our fishing on the north coast? So that was a really good meeting also. I've also been having meetings on civil commitment and looking at how the laws on civil commitment can be made more equitable. And we've just received our schedule for Ledge Days in January. January, the week of the 10th, we'll be spending in Salem, 4 meetings, and it's quite an aggressive schedule to be able to handle all of the reports of what's coming forward and to look into the future session, which will be beginning in February, as to what kind of legislation we're going to be looking at. Because remember, we were each allowed 2 bills that we could propose, and so those bills going forward to be addressed in the 35-day session, it's important that we have as much information as we can get. This week, I'll be meeting with the City Hall staff in Hillsborough to look at their needs, because part of Hillsborough is also in my district, along with Forest Grove in the Washington County area. And so we'll look at their needs especially. They are that rural part, not the coastal part of my district. I'm also working on the Early Literacy Educational Prep Council, and that is looking at how we can prepare our teachers and our students to be better readers, because we have had a learning loss, especially due to COVID. We also had a learning loss before that time, and so we need to make up territory in how our kids are learning to read, especially, and to assimilate the reading and being able to apply it. So that is something that we're working very hard on. And then I wanted to say that we have some fun things coming up. Because of family issues, I wasn't able to attend Garibaldi's turning on of the Christmas tree lights, but I understand it was a really good time, and you need to get out there and look at all of the Christmas lights and the efforts that people have put into making this season festive. But on December 2nd, we're going to be turning on the lights here in Christmas lights here in Tillamook. And I've been involved in this for about 20 years, and we have, Doug Henson and I have been working on this extensively to make this season festive. And, you know, of course, Lisa Greiner is involved in the Christmas parade, which also is part of this. The entertainment's going to start about 3:30 on Saturday afternoon, the 2nd, and we sure would like to have everyone there to enjoy it. The lights will be turned on about 5:30 or so, and then the parade will come through. And we have a lot of people to thank for this. We have Dutch Brothers is going to provide the hot chocolate, and of course the Twins Ranch Those people are stellar in their community involvement and what they give to our community, and they're going to be providing the food. There's going to be chili and hot dogs, just like always, and there's going to be coloring contests, and there'll be prizes for that. It should be a wonderful evening. And, I'm looking at the clouds gathering on the horizon, and I'm thinking the rain is coming, but don't let that deter you. Get out and enjoy turning on the lights, being with friends, having something hot to eat, and people to visit with that you haven't seen in a while. It should be a wonderful evening, and so I'm hoping to see you all there. Like I said, entertainment. Santa's going to arrive at about 3:30. The fire department's going to be bringing him in, and I'm sure Santa will enjoy that ride in the fire truck, just like we will all enjoy being there and beginning the season. I also want to compliment the Grinches in downtown Tillamook who have been putting so much effort into decorating the town. As I travel to all of these places, I am amazed at how much our volunteers give to our communities to make our communities what they are. And we can't say thank you enough to them, whether it's in Pacific City or it's in Scappoose, it's Hillsborough. People are volunteering and doing so much for their community, and thank you. You make a difference. And that's all I have to say today.
Thank you, Senator. Appreciate that. Are there any questions for the Senator?
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Senator, I want to thank you for everything you're doing. You often mention BOEM, the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management, and the offshore wind projects. And everyone is very concerned about how these projects are going to work out. And just recently, within the past month or so, there have been many reports out of the East Coast where companies are now withdrawing from contracts that they had with BOEM to place these ocean energy devices on the East Coast. And to be very honest with you, they're much less expensive to deploy on the East Coast because their ocean for many miles out to sea is very shallow. And they can actually plant these things right in the ocean floor. Whereas on the West Coast, our floor just drops off quickly. And so they're having to use these ocean rig style floating platforms, which makes it again so much more expensive. So I think there are many problems that need to be resolved yet.
Yes, and you realize that these platforms that will be out there in the ocean, each one is about the size of a city block.
Yes, they're huge.
And you have to know that the contracts are being let in California.
Yes.
And then you have to think about the power. The power that is generated there is not going to be anywhere near what we have with our hydropower. But where is that power created off of the Oregon coast, if it potentially can be within the next how many 10 years, they say? Where's that power going to go? We don't have the transmission lines to be able to send that power to Oregon, or is it going to go to California? We have to have all of these things resolved before we can agree that this is a really good idea. But BOEM is not within our control. It is a federal agency, and we have been encouraged by the fact that BOEM has even come to Oregon to be able to discuss this. But are the results we're getting from what they are seeing going to benefit us or not? There are far too many unknowns with the wind power in the ocean right now to be able to say that we completely support it. It's very expensive. And then the maintenance of these huge towers is going to be extremely expensive also. And then we have to look at what's going to happen to the whales and their migration cycle. Is that going to be impacted? There have been reports out of places in the world where these wind generators exist that they have also modified the other creatures that live in the sea. And are we going to be impacting our crabs? What are we going to be doing as a result of this? You know, it's just like, you know, butterfly and what happens to a butterfly. It's all of those things, you know, you've heard that.
I have.
All those things trickle down and they make an impact on everything else around it. And so we don't have the research right now to be able to say, oh, we support this completely. This is a good idea. So
Senator,
we're going to continue to discuss this vigorously into the future because we don't know if this is a good idea or not.
Absolutely agree with you, Senator. Thank you so much. Your grasp of all the issues here is tremendous. Please keep up the pressure on BOEM until you get the proper answers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you both. Good conversation, and that is definitely something we all have our eyes on and are pressing on our federal delegations to keep their eyes on as well. So thank you, Senator, for helping to lead that charge. Okay, I do not see Representative. Oh, yes, please.
Good morning. Hey, Senator, I wanted to just bring up recreational immunity for a moment because we have the bad news of local trails, beloved trails, closing now because of the court case that I'll just describe briefly. I know you know it, but in case people are listening who don't know it, there is a court case recently in Newport in which a woman was able to sue on a trail for an injury she received walking on a trail. And recreational facilities have been immune from that kind of lawsuit. But she won in court based on the idea that this trail itself wasn't a facility. And so it looks like there's no automatic immunity for people just using recreational trails, which puts the landowners at risk. So Tillamook County recently announced that we've closed the Tire Trail and the Short Beach Trail in Oceanside. I heard Mayor McNeely announce on Tuesday that they are having the city of Rockaway Beach has to close the beloved Cedar Preserve Trail, which is terrible. It's a horrible loss to the community. And these are just the first ones that are announced. There's going to be a cascading effect of closed trails. So I just wonder if you can speak to this for a moment, if the legislature has a plan for addressing this, because apparently it's done in the courts. The Supreme Court declined to hear the case. So now it's up to you guys.
It is. And currently, I don't know what kind of legislation is coming forward to be able to address this. I'm hoping that there is a bill out there that is going to address this, but all up and down the coast, all of these trails are being closed because it's the fear factor. People don't want to be sued for what other people do. It's on our radar. It's something we're working on, but we don't know what exactly we're going to do going forward because we're hoping that legislation is in the works to be able to address this.
Thank you.
And I know that's not a very good answer, but it's something that's being worked on vigorously.
Well, I appreciate it. I read somewhere that this sort of thing has happened in other states, and what was required was for the legislators to change it at the state level. So,
yeah,
so I'm glad
exactly
to know something. Required. Yeah, I'm glad to know that you guys are at work on that. Thank you.
Yes, because unfortunately, we have a lot of visitors that come to the coast that are not fully aware of the dangers that we have. And so as a result, we have a lot of issues that we have to resolve locally because of what people do when they come here. And this just impacts us exponentially, financially. We don't have the wherewithal to be able to pay off any of these suits as they come up. And you know that people even if it is something that is probably something they have caused, they haven't paid attention, they are very eager to be able to sue, especially municipalities and counties that they think can help to pay for their own mistakes. So this is a very serious issue that's being addressed.
Thank you, Senator.
And
I'll
thank
just,
you.
I'll
And
just
thank
add
you for
on.
bringing it up.
Yeah, and I'll just add on to that quickly that the League of Oregon Cities and the Association of Oregon Counties are working to bring a bill to the legislature with what would hopefully be a fix that would address both the needs of the cities and the counties. So there is work afoot, and I, as any language is released, we'll make sure, Senator, that you have a copy of that. It's one of the reasons that it's super important for Tillamook County to stay engaged at the Association of Oregon Counties. There are pieces of work like this that we can't do as a county. It's a statewide fix. It affects all of our cities, all of our counties, and the Association of Oregon Counties is a voice and a place for activism for us, and that work is currently underway. So, Senator,
Yeah.
we will make sure you're in that loop.
Please do, because it's very important. We've got 1 million people a year coming through our county. Look at what could happen as a result of one foolish sidestep. We've got to be protected.
We do, 100%. So, all right, thank you both. That is a great conversation. Again, I just appreciate the opportunity of this phone call and everyone who participates to let us go into a little bit of detail and have some real conversations and let everybody know, the hard work that our senator is doing for us. So, thank you for being with us. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You betcha. I do not see Representative Javity's number, but I'm going to pause for a minute because there's always that chance that called in from somewhere else.
Oh, that's what she was doing.
Okay. I don't hear him chiming in, so I'm going to assume that he is not able to be with us today. And we will thank the Coastal Caucus, in this case Senator Weber, for being here. And we will move on to the Tillamook County Community Health Center, and I do see Ed Colson today.
It's good. Oops. There we go. Good morning, Commissioners, and good morning, Tillamook County. For our Health Department update, November is American Diabetes Month. Even though we've only got a few days left, it's still a time to learn about the risks and causes of diabetes, find resources to help prevent and manage diabetes, and share stories about the impact of it. In 2020, 12.6% of Tillamook County residents had prediabetes, which is more than 3,000 individuals. So please visit cdc.gov/prediabetes to take the prediabetes screening test to identify your risk factors. You can also schedule with a healthcare provider who will review your personal and family medical history and may draw blood to determine your blood sugar level. Well, as we near the end of the year, we would like to share a reminder on open enrollment for health insurance coverage. Open enrollment is your chance to look carefully at your plan's upcoming premium, copay, provider network, and benefits and decide if you want to make a change. For Medicare, open enrollment dates went from October 15th through December 7th, so about a week and a half left. This is the time when anyone with a red, white, and blue Medicare card can shop around for Medicare coverage, enroll in a Part D drug plan, Part C Medicare Advantage plan, or a Medigap plan, or they can go back to original Medicare. For assistance, please call Sheba, which are certified counselors that provide local and confidential one-on-one help for Oregonians who have questions about Medicare. And that phone number is 1-800-722-4134. For open enrollment is now open from November 1st through January 15th of 2024 for Oregon Marketplace. So individuals who need to sign up, renew, or change their private health plan should visit healthcare.gov or call 1-800-318-2596. And then enrollment is always open for Oregon Health Plan. Oregonians can apply for OHP at any time of the year. OHP members will receive a letter in the mail when it is time to renew their coverage, depending on the month when they enrolled. So please visit OregonHealthcare.gov to apply. And if you need assistance, we have certified OHP enrollment assisters at the Health Department who can help in English and Spanish. So just please give us a call at 503-842-3924. And as a quick reminder, As we move into the winter months, we are still in the middle of respiratory virus season, so as always, please wash your hands, stay home when you're ill, and stay up to date on vaccines. We do have COVID-19 tests still available at all library locations and at the clinic if you need it, and that is our update for the health department.
Perfect. Thank you, Ed. Does anyone have any questions for Ed? All right, not hearing any. We will move on to the Nehalem Bay Health Center and Pharmacy. Good morning, Gail.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. And thank you, Ed, for the updates. And just to continue with some more information of open enrollment, yes, we are holding an open enrollment event Wednesday, December 13th from 2 to 5 p.m. in Tillamook at the library. And our certified assisters will be there to help people sign up for the OHP, the Oregon Health Plan, or help them find a plan through the Oregon Health Insurance Marketplace. There's no charge for the services and no appointment is necessary. And information can be found at nehalembayhealth.org. And that's my announcement for this morning. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Gail. Any questions for Gail? Okay, not hearing any. We will move on to Tillamook Family Counseling Center. Frank Williams.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is Frank Williams, Director, Tillamook Family Counseling Center, Behavioral Health Services for Tillamook County residents. For information about appointments, information about any of our programs, you can reach us at 503-842-8201 and also at 1-800-962-2851. I don't have a specific message for this morning, but I will take questions if you have any.
Thank you, Frank. Any questions for Frank today? Okay, not hearing any. And we will move on to the Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Brown, good morning.
Was that for me? I was trying to unmute my phone and it went blank for a second.
That was for you. Thank you, Sheriff. Please go ahead.
I am here. Good morning. Just want to say that I hope everybody had a good holiday weekend. Generally, it's a long weekend, time off of work, spend time with family, and I hope everybody was able to enjoy that. I think that a number of people, if you follow social media or listen to the scanner, are aware that there were a number of accidents over the long holiday weekend, pretty much directly due to the icy and cold weather. There's a lot of frost on the ground. I think we've been hitting 25 degrees almost every single night, so we get frost on the ground. So nothing major that I'm aware of as far as the accidents are concerned, but absolutely a great time to remind everybody to just slow down, be aware of what the weather holds, what the roads may be like, watch out for ice, and be careful. We want you to get to your destination, and we don't want you to get hurt. So just a reminder, like I try to do often. So the only other thing that I got is next week the Oregon State Sheriff's Association is hosting their annual conference. It's a big one. I will be attending that, but I wanted to mention that just because it's a good segue to talk about the Oregon State Sheriff's Association. It is a non-profit business that supports all of the 36 sheriff's offices and the staff and the sheriffs that represent their counties. They do a lot of good things. They have memberships that are you're able to become a member. And if you go onto their website, and I apologize, I don't have the exact website right in front of me, but if you search Oregon State Sheriff's Association, you can go and find their website and become a member. They have a magazine they put out quarterly that has a lot of great information in it. There's lots of benefits to being a member, as well as, like I said, it's a nonprofit organization that supports all 36 sheriff's offices across the state. So with that, I can take any questions, but that's all I've got.
Thank you, Sheriff. Any questions for the Sheriff this morning? Okay, not hearing any. We will keep moving. Emergency Management, Randy Thorpe.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
It looks like this wonderful sunshine is going to come to an abrupt end come this Thursday, so be prepared. We're going to be starting into a very good rainy week here in Tillamook County. They're looking at right around a half inch the next few days, and then Saturday and Sunday they're looking at some major rain coming in, getting between an inch and a half each 24-hour period. So with that, we may start to see a little bit of elevation rise in our rivers here in Tillamook County. They looking at the forecast right now, they've got the prediction for the Nehalem River to actually reach action stage, which is basically bank full by Tuesday at 13 and a half feet. So we just need to stay vigilant and check those river levels and just be aware that we could start seeing our first flooding of the season this year, this coming weekend. So Weather Service is going to be sending out some updates as we get closer to the rain event this weekend, and I'll try to keep everybody updated through some alerts being sent out and also on our Facebook account and on our webpage. So just be vigilant, and as we get through this weekend and as the river levels start to rise, just again be careful around those areas, the water rising and becoming more swift. And other than that, just enjoy, I guess, the sunshine the next couple of days, and get those umbrellas and those hip waders probably all set up for the weekend. And that's all I have for right now.
Thank you, Randy. Appreciate that. Any questions for Randy? Okay, not hearing any. I will just second Randy's comment. Watch your river levels. Things change so fast here, and they definitely are predicting a very, very sharp rise in our rivers. So keep your eyes open on that one. Okay, moving on to our Board of Commissioners. Commissioner Bell.
Good morning. Well, I appreciate Randy and Commissioner Scar talking about the river levels. I've been watching that too, and I think it's just a good time to remind the community to check your emergency supplies. Here we're heading into emergency storm season, and so check your emergency supplies. Do you know whether or not you have propane for cooking outside, of course? Every year somebody uses a propane stove inside. We hear about it, we read about it, it's dangerous. So propane stoves for outside on the porch, etc. Do you have propane? Do you have flashlights? Do you have batteries? Do you have water if you're on a well? Do you have food you can easily heat up? So it's a good time to prepare and check your winter supplies right now, because what often happens is the storm happens and people realize they don't have what they need, and then everybody rushes to Fred Meyer at the same time if the road isn't flooded. So check now so that you'll be prepared moving into the winter. And also on the subject of emergency preparedness, I wanted to talk a little bit about a meeting Randy and I attended yesterday that was just excellent. So my thanks to Tillamook PUD. Joanna Stelzig set up this meeting for emergency communicators yesterday at Tillamook PUD, and they hosted for us. They served us a lovely lunch, and PUD is just such an excellent community partner in every possible way. And I want to thank everybody who came, because the room was full. There were people there from the county, of course, but from several cities, and all the school districts, and the port, and I'm already forgetting people, but the room was full of the fire districts. The room was full of people who play a role in emergency management, and the idea is to start to build a communication system so that when we have an emergency, we have coordinated, cohesive communication among all of those agencies. And so it was very, very useful and positive. We came out of it with several action items, with the intention of meeting monthly. We have a possible framework for how to build that kind of system, and ideas for different levels of communication depending on whether or not we have prolonged power outages. And so it was just, it was an excellent community meeting. Again, I thank PUD, I thank everybody who was there. And, you know, it was another reminder for me about how wonderful our community is and how well we pitch in and work together and help each other. And communication is vital in emergency situations, and I'm encouraged that we're building a plan together for how to communicate better in future emergencies. So I think I will sign off with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, Commissioner Yamamoto.
Yes, good morning. Thank you. With the Thanksgiving holiday, I don't have a lot to report, although I do hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving holiday with family. Mine was very quiet. Matter of fact, I was in the courthouse both for a few hours, both on Friday and Saturday. I think you all know that I am kind of on a countdown at this point. And it's amazing how much stuff you can accumulate over 7 years. And I've got to go through it now. I've been working with our county council to make sure I'm not deleting or getting rid of anything that would need to be kept. I am putting folders together for the other commissioners for things that they may have an interest in. But this is kind of a cleaning house. I need to make sure my office is clear for Doug Olson when he starts his term as my replacement for the year. So kind of bittersweet for me. I love my job, but it is time for me to retire. So with that, Madam Chair, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you. I think we're all going to be a bit brief today, having had Thanksgiving last week and the opportunity to be with family, and I echo Commissioner Yamamoto's hope that you all had that same opportunity. I'm just going to highlight the fact that today is Giving Tuesday, and that we have many, many nonprofits in our community that do amazing work. We have nonprofits that work in our environment, nonprofits that help support people, nonprofits that promote the arts. The list goes on and on. We have nonprofits related to the Doryman as an example. There's just a lot of different organizations in our community. And I want to remind everyone that today is Giving Tuesday and encourage you to seek out your favorite nonprofit and make a donation. We're approaching the end of the year. This is the time of year that nonprofits really do a lot of work to try to raise awareness of their issues and their causes, and to invite you to participate in supporting those causes. Many of us have full-time jobs and we're unable to go and do the work that the nonprofits do, but we support it, and one of the ways we can show that and share in that is through a donation. So I invite everyone today to spend a little time, get on the internet, find your favorite nonprofit, or if you know where they are, drive on over and write them a check. I'm going to highlight a couple that I am currently involved in that I hope you will consider, although we know that your passion is where you give. So the Salmonberry Trail, which you've heard me talk about many times here, but they are doing an end-of-year donation push, and they have a match out there right now. If they can raise $10,000, it will be matched with $10,000. So I encourage you, if you believe that the Salmonberry Trail will be good for our community, to go to salmonberrytrail.org and make a donation today. And no matter the size of your donation, it's matched. So that's very powerful. The other one I'm going to bring up, which won't surprise anyone, is that CARE has their annual event this year, which is, again, an online event where you get to tune in online at careinc.org and listen to hear from them about stories of the past year, successes, things that they have been working on, and an opportunity to make a donation online. So I encourage you to head to careinc.org, make your donation now, or tune in Friday night at 6:30 to join them for their online gala. Again, lots of nonprofits in this community all doing amazing work. So there was a giving guide that recently went out in the Headlight Herald, I believe. It may have even been mailed to each household, and that lists, I now won't say all of the nonprofits, but a really good cross-section of the nonprofits in the community. You should be able to find that and choose the one you like the most. So that's all I'm going to say for today, and we will move on to our cities. Do I have anyone from Manzanita today? I think I have Linda. Is that you, Linda?
Yes, you do. This is Linda.
Oh, yay!
Hey. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I also have a fairly brief report. I just wanted to remind everybody that our tree lighting ceremony is on the 2nd on Saturday. Based on Randy's report, we will have tents out. It looks like it's going to be raining, but it should still be a lot of fun. We're going to have vendors there from 3 to 7. Santa will arrive, the busy Santa will arrive at 4:30, and the tree lighting will be at 6. There's free cocoa, cider, coffee, cookies, 3 bonfires, and holiday music by DJ Romo. So everybody is welcome. We hope you come. And again, we will make arrangements for the rain that looks like it's on its way. Secondly, we expect abatement work to begin on Underhill building soon. The contractors will be doing remediation of the old schoolhouse in Quonset, which includes exterior asbestos removal. It's a pretty big deal. Demolition of the structures will occur shortly thereafter. If you have any questions about that activity, please contact City Hall. And that's my report.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Okay, you betcha. We'll move on to Rockaway Beach and Mayor Charles McNeely. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning, Tillamook County. Glad to be here. Our final destination management planning workshop is to be held on Monday, December 4th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the City Hall. If you are a nonprofit or community group in Rockaway Beach, please get your community grant applications in by December 1st. The City Council will make awards on December 13th. And then, as we all know, we're entering into storm season. I want everybody to know that the Rockaway Beach City Hall is opened up as a shelter during extended power outages. It's a great place to get warm, charge devices, drink a warm beverage, catch up with neighbors, and use the Wi-Fi for internet and Wi-Fi calling. And then last and maybe the most exciting for us is our tree lighting ceremony last Friday was a total success. Highest attendance ever with at least 600 in attendance. It was reported that the Oregon Coast Scenic Railroad delivered 297 passengers to the event, including Santa Claus and his chief elf. Folks were lined up outside our stores waiting for them to open at 5 p.m. and others reported their highest sales ever. So pretty exciting event for us. There is a bit of a dark cloud though. It's becoming more difficult each year to find a tree for our ceremony. So if anyone has a lead on procuring 20 to 30 foot noble fir trees, please contact our Public Works Department. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Commissioner.
Thank you so much. Okay, moving on to the City of Garibaldi, Mayor Katie Finley.
Hello, yes. So we had our tree lighting ceremony this past weekend. It was frigid cold, so I think definitely next year adding a bonfire is going to be a thing. So Manzanita definitely has the right idea there. We also had a council meeting this past week, very productive, and now have a full council, and super excited about that. We have a special meeting this coming Monday, as well as a planning commission meeting and the Guru workshop. So we've decided to just knock it all out. But a special thanks to Rockaway for the suggestion on an IT company and some other interesting things on that agenda item. So with that, that's really all I had. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Moving on to Bay City, we should have Mayor Kathleen Baker.
Good morning, everyone. I do not have anything to contribute to the conversation today, but always interesting to hear what's going on in the state and the county, and I appreciate everybody's work. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Moving on to the City of Tillamook, do we have City Manager Nathan George?
We do.
Good morning, Commissioner. You hear me okay?
Good morning, I can.
Thank you for the delay. I was trying to get off the mute. Yes, thank you. I do have a few things. In the Police Department, Lieutenant Troxel attended our local Public Safety Coordinating Council meeting last monthly meeting. This is a great time for agencies to gather and share information and ensure we're moving forward in the correct direction. I, myself, and Lieutenant Troxel attended the Coordinated Homeless Response Team meeting. There's a great progress being made in this area. Lieutenant Troxel attended the CARE Inc. Lived Experience Group meeting. There was a great discussion about ideas to ensure that trash is picked up and disposed of properly. Lieutenant Troxel worked with the Public Works to ensure that we have adequate trash cans in the appropriate locations. And while the police department was closed to public Wednesday through Sunday this past week, your officers were still busy with calls and service and traffic enforcement, just as the sheriff's office was, as Sheriff Brown reported. On Saturday evening, officers responded to a report of stabbing that was reported to have occurred at the center market on 3rd Street in Tillamook. Sergeant Harrell, Officer Fitzgerald, and Officer Martinez responded. They did a fabulous job and were able to get the suspect into custody without incident, which is fantastic. Next Saturday, December 2nd, there will be several different law enforcement agencies at the Tillamook High School helping with a youth wrestling tournament benefiting the Oregon chapter of the Concerns of Police Survivors. This is the largest single fundraising event for the Oregon COP cops. The wrestling tournament is called Battle for the Badge. Officers are in uniform during the tournament, helping in various ways. Officers making connections with all wrestlers is priceless. If you are in around 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., please come by and check it out. In our Public Works Department, our Public Works crews continue to set up light displays. We are excited to announce that our 21st annual Christmas tree lighting ceremony will be held on Saturday, December 2nd, this coming Saturday. The lighting of the Christmas tree serves as a centerpiece for the city's beloved annual holiday traditions in Tillamook. The tree will remain illuminated throughout the holiday season. Our family-friendly events unite our community to enjoy free local entertainment for adults and children of all ages and abilities. Along with the lighting of the Christmas tree, followed by the Christmas light parade, there'll be food and drink, pictures with Santa, entertainment, a coloring contest, prizes, and more. Don't forget to spread the word by telling your family, friends, and neighbors. Look forward to seeing you there. You can visit our Facebook or our website for more details and updates. You can also contact Megan Chensley and our Public Works Department by calling our main number and going to Public Works prompts, or you can email publicworks@tillamookor.gov for all questions and inquiries regarding the Christmas program. We still have several technician positions available in Public Works. Stop by our website, stop by our City Hall or visit our website for an application. If you see something, say something, please, by calling 911 for emergency and dispatch for non-emergencies. And the next council meeting will be held Monday, December 4th at 7 p.m. We encourage everyone who's interested to come see that. See it, yes, and participate if you'd like. We do have both on the agenda. There's an opportunity for the public to comment on items on the agenda, and then at the end of the meeting, there's an opportunity to comment on anything else on they would like to. Also, we should have in place our new recordings for our phone system. When we had changed the hours earlier this year, then our system hadn't been updated, but now it is either been updated yesterday or will be updated soon. We had just discussed with our vendor to get it updated this week. So that is all I have, Commissioner. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nathan. Okay, finishing up today with South County, Doug Olson.
Well, good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
I wanted to add to the conversation that Senator Weber and Commissioner Yamamoto mentioned about the offshore wind generation. As many know, I've been on the PUD board now for about 15 years, and I've been to any number of meetings in Portland and Salem and elsewhere, even nationally, regarding offshore energy. And as was indicated, there are way more unanswered questions than answers. And while they're talking about the South Coast, primarily just north of the California border, up in the Bandon, Brookings area, maybe even up as far as Coos Bay and Reedsport, that doesn't mean they won't look further north as time goes on. And there's a great number of questions. So all I wanted to add to the conversation is that your PUD and the power utilities across Oregon and Washington are keenly aware of this issue. Interestingly enough, the amount of energy proposed to be generated by these great giant windmills, as the Senator said, they're like 1,000 feet tall. They're over twice as large as the ones you see when you go up the Columbia River Gorge on the east end. Those will generate about the same amount of electricity as the 4 Snake River dams, which are proposed for removal. Now, that may just be a coincidence. On the other hand, who knows? So there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things going on, and it does present, as I said, way more questions than answers to those of us who live on the Oregon coast. And so a lot more to come on that, and there'll be more meetings and more discovery, and For my part, I've been pushing to involve the community. I know there was a good-sized meeting convened by Representative Gomberg a few weeks ago in the Central Coast, and they have about as many questions as we do and others. So more to come on that, but we need to keep that on the radar for sure. And then finally, I'll mention, I think maybe for the last time, maybe not, maybe I'll do it next week as well. The Chamber in South County, the Pacific City Nestucca Valley Chamber, has our annual awards banquet a week from today. And we have about 120 seats, and I think we've sold all but about 8 or 10, maybe a dozen. So they are still available. We'll be giving out awards for Citizen of the Year, Business of the Year, Volunteer of the Year. And our featured speaker will be former Senator Betsy Johnson. And she is, as many know, she represented Tillamook County for quite a number of years in the Oregon legislature. Absolutely fascinating speaker and a fascinating person. And she'll be talking about Oregon in general, not necessarily a political speech. In fact, she really didn't want to go there. But she's going to talk about what she knows about Oregon, the history of Oregon, and I cannot imagine that it won't be absolutely charming and a great evening. So if you're interested, I'm going to give a number that you can call to reserve a seat, and hopefully you can make it a week from today. The number is 503-539-9982. And leave a message, or the person who answers can take your name, and we'll get you one of the final seats at that banquet. So, Commissioner, that's it for today. Thank you very much. Headed into our Tillamook Lightweight meeting here in a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Doug. I will see you there. All right. With that, we're going to wrap up this call by thanking KTAL for broadcasting, thanking everyone for attending, and adjourning formally at 8:51 a.m. Everyone have a fabulous day.